Tan Sri actually has been with Dr. Mike and European Wellness since 2022. He has progressed a lot, I must say, with the supplements that we use from European Wellness, as well as closely monitored by Dr. Mike on his stem cells treatment. European Wellness has followed it very closely, especially Dr. Mike Chan, Professor Dr. Mike Chan, and he has improved a lot. In fact, he was progressing well. He could even play pickleball. There was one time we were family playing pickleball, I remember, and I hit the ball and he was practically diving. He fell down and he got up and he continued playing. So alertness was there, focus, he was much better focus, alertness, his physical ability, his strength has improved. In fact, the doctors who, because he's Parkinson's, so we of course have to verify with our specialist doctors, and the doctors even say that he's physically quite fit. So that's really good, and I think that comes from the cell treatment and the supplements that he's taking, very closely monitored by the Professor Dr. Mike Chan. Yes, good question. I think we all have this insecurity, fear. Definitely, Tan Sri especially goes through it a lot. I have to be the kind of the leader in the family. Having a husband who is having a Parkinson's. He was a former Deputy Inspector General Police, the number 2 in the country, very, in terms of security management and taking care of the nation. But for a man of that stature to suddenly be hit with Parkinson, it definitely took a very big toll on him emotionally, where he went through a journey of depression that even I myself didn't know, didn't understand. And along the way with Professor Dr. Mike, who gave me a lot of explanation, counseling, trying to make me understand what he is going through. And at the same time, Professor Dr. Mike was saying how I should take care of myself too. At the same time, the explanation that's given by Dr. Professor Mike allowed us through the journey to believe what the improvement, because I saw the improvement. So it's not more like thinking about it, but the process. Because with the cell therapy, it is not an overnight issue. It's not something you can suddenly, besok bangun pagi, wow, he's doing great, But at the same time, I must reiterate that in a week, I saw so much improvement on my husband. And that's very delightful, encouraging, building hope. And beside the cell therapy, you can't just rely on the therapy. After the treatment, you have to exercise, you have to do physio. There are more treatments like supplements that you counter to make sure the cells are working, the cells are actually regenerating the certain aspect of what his issues that we have counted for the cells to work. I think the one that stood out for Tan Sri was his memory. A lot of Parkinson's, like I said, there are different levels of Parkinson's that can even lead to dementia. Like you forget things. My husband, his memory is excellent. I think the cell therapy helped regenerate that, to take care of that part of his brain. His energy level is good. Even the Parkinson's specialist, doctor, was very impressed that my husband looked young for his age of 71. He looked radiant. He's got very nice skin, very pink, and alertness. His strength, his ability, that he can get up and he can walk and he can play games, he can exercise. He goes exercise with me to Bukit Kiara, and that's like 1.5 hours of walk, and he does it. So to me, what the cell has done is has given him energy, I would say. Memory is good. His skin is very nice. These are the areas that I find, and he's energetic. You see, I have this problem after the COVID. I had a problem of smell. My senses were losing. They were decreasing for some reason. In other terms, my health is very good. With my blood test result recently, just did last week, everything is really good. I must say, 2022, going back a little bit before I come back to this, when I climbed my first climb to Mount Kinabalu, that's when I got to know Dr. Mike. So I was taking the Alpha Plus, and this is for the heart. What I wanted to counter was my heart, because when I was climbing, when I was doing my training during my climb, I was what do you call it, mengah, you're like, you're like out of breath. And I was thinking, how am I going to climb when I am, out of breath all the time, and I'm like, mengah. So because I knew Dr. Mike, and he said, look, take this. That's going to help you a lot. That's for the heart. So this is for the heart, to strengthen your heart. And as you go and you're breathing, of course you have to learn to breathe, because if you breathe wrongly, that also causes you to, mengah a lot, But yeah, you understand what I mean. So it's for the heart. So this is what I did. I took, and my first climb was excellent. It was very good. And during the training, I realized just taking that in the morning, I tested myself, just taking the plugs in the morning and going for the climb made it so much easier. My breathing was better. At the same time, I was training myself to have a better breathing session as I climb. So all that helped a lot. And coming back to this, this is today I did my first stem cell. And here I am. I just finished, but here I am. So that's how good it is. And this particular stem cell that was done today is the latest technology that's patented with European Wellness. So Dr. Mike was highlighting on that today. And that targets my joints. It targets my brain, alertness, my kidney, my pancreas, my liver, my heart, my skin, because of my hormone. I'm already close to 60, so I'm in my 60s. I can say I'm in my 60s, proudly say it. And this is how I look with the taking care by health-wise. Dr. Professor Mike, he has taken care of me for the last 4 years to make sure I'm mentally healthy, physically, counseling on my emotions as well. Having a husband who's by Parkinson's is also something very, along the way, I realized how I was dealing with it, probably not the way I should, but because of lack of understanding. And that's where Dr. Mike has come in, helped me a lot tremendously to take care of myself first. Then only I can take care of the family. So, because I also have a grandson who's autistic. So I have two very chronic illness on my right and left here because I take care of my family. I think where it concerns my family, it's about we. It's about us. It's not a one alone thing. I love my family very much. So whatever my daughter goes through, I go through it. Whatever my husband goes through, I go through it. It's like a us, and it's like a we. Dr. Mike understands that very, very much. I take care of myself. I take good supplements from EW. like this is for, Plex is also for your general health, but this is for the heart. So I'm very particular about heart because when you're menopause, you want to take care of your heart and you want to have a good skin. And then you want to also take care of your joints, you know. So this is for overall for your joints, and this one is for your skin and also your bones. This is for the bones. So we need to take care of our bones because as you age, you have to take care of your bones, you have to take care of your joints, you have to take care of your heart, and then of course your brain. I think these are the major part of a female human body that we need to access because to take care of it because we need energy. Waking up in the morning, and sleep is so important. So Dr. Mike always tells me, don't compromise on your sleep. So I do sleep early with my grandchildren. My grandson Ryan, especially, he's not here today. He's at home enjoying the beach. Uh, so yeah, so this is how I take care of myself. Now I'm planning to go another climb this year. So it's in the plan, and that's to Annapurna. The plan is to Annapurna. So I'm going to start my training very soon. So this is where I'm going to start taking care of my skin, especially my face. Uh, so we have the toner, the serum, and the sunblock. Very basic, but very effective. What you want to take care, because you can't be wearing makeup and things like that when you climb, but you want to make sure your skin is really protected. So this is where I'm going to start with this. So you can't start something as when it happens, but we have to start now. So the thing with the therapies that I go through, it's not an overnight thing. It's not like you take it today, you're going to see the results tomorrow. So it's all a matter of time, and you have to believe in it, and it works, and you don't mix your products. So when I take the EW products, when I take these supplements, I just stick to that because only then I can tell whether it works or not. Because you start mixing it, then you won't be able to which one actually is working, right? So yeah, so I think that's very important, that when you take something, you got to just stick to that, maybe for 3 months or 6 months, and then you see, it works. If it doesn't work, you know it doesn't work, then you just stop. You know, so yeah. Family support, I think I get total family support. Everyone is doing their part where they can. I understand sometimes my husband goes into sudden depression. When the drugs doesn't really work, this we're talking about the Parkinson drugs that he has to take. That is something we can't avoid. But we try to reduce that through the stem cell therapy, through this therapy, and through the supplements. What my hope is to reduce the amount of drugs he has to take, because the side effects that happens to him is because of the drugs, not because of the therapy. The therapy is with the hope that we counter it so that he can reduce the amount of the drugs. So if he reduces the amount of the drugs, the side effects will be much lesser. So this is actually what me and Dr. Mike we are looking at. But you know, this is not something you can do it overnight. But what I love about it is the reversal of it, the reversal of this disease, this illness. It's very chronic. It is not like any other disease, you know, like dementia and Alzheimer's, and they are all in that category. Autism, Parkinson's, they're all in this very special kind of needs kind of illness. A lot of attention is needed. My husband loves a lot of attention. He wants the attention. At his age, he used to get up in the morning at 5. He'd be ready to go to work by 6:30. This he's been doing like 40 years. And in the last 10 years after his retirement, he's still been doing the same. So I can understand his frustration that because his brain is still active. He can do a lot of things. He can contribute. He can contribute to many things because he's a very intelligent man. And he knows a lot of things that he can actually contribute. But because he's not able to do that, therefore, it's all cluttered up in him that he becomes depressed. Because I want to contribute, I want to do something, but I don't know how. Being a policeman, his whole life has been solving other people's problem. So when it comes to him having a problem, it's difficult. It's difficult for him to ask for help because he doesn't do that. He wasn't trained to do that. He was trained to solve his own problem. He was trained to solve other people's problem. And suddenly you are hit with this, he doesn't know how to ask. So that is where I come in. Because me being an entrepreneur, we are always knocking on people's door. We're always doing that. We're not ashamed. We don't feel shy. We knock on 100 doors if we have to. If one door says no, we still keep knocking the other door and the other door until we get a yes. Or we end up doing something because we believe in it. So I believe in what Dr. Mike has taken care of my family. That's a very good support system we have from the outside that's helping me from the inside. Because Dr. Mike don't just talk about the cell and the supplement, he actually counsels, he actually talks, he follows through. He will, wherever in the world, he will always message me. He will say, how's Tan Sri? How's Raul? How are you? How's Janita doing? How's the mom? How's the family? How's your business? Let me know how I can help you. I'm coming down soon. Let's meet up. I want to know more about your family. I want to know what else I can do to help. And these are the things that touches me. And I think that itself is healing. It helps you heal. It helps Tan Sri to heal as well. So in terms of support, I must say I get 100% of it. I think Dr. Professor Mike is a genuine. He is sincere in what he does, in his work. He educates me. What I can tell you is he's sincere. He's out there to help others. It's not about the money. It's not about the wealth. It's about sharing, contributing. The books that he writes about the brain, there's so many books he writes about brain regeneration. He's so much into it because he knows the first thing that attacks us is our brain. If our brain doesn't work, the rest of our body doesn't function. We just degenerate. So it's all about the brain, and he's written so many books about the brain. And I've not read all his books, to be honest, but I've read here and there pieces of it. And on the other side of it, whenever I talk to him, he is always educating me about the importance of the brain and how you need to take care of it. So for him, the sharing, where he travels all over the world to share in forums about the importance of the brain and how stem cells, this therapy, this treatment, will help to regenerate all the broken cells or the dead cells in our body. Because as we age, even after women, 25, we're already going downwards. What more when you give birth and you have multiple children and work, career, family, or doing business, or you have family who's got illness. In my case, I have my business to run, I have my family to manage, I have my husband to attend to, I have my grandchildren. And all this, to be honest with you, to me, it is not a burden. It is not even, I consider like I'm sacrificing. To me, it is what that keeps me alive. And to keep me alive and keep me going, I need to understand things. And that's where I get a lot of advice. He messages me, WhatsApp me, and he gives me a lot of support, emotional support and understanding. Because you can get support, but if you don't understand what's going on and how to attend to it, you will end up, I will end up becoming sick. So he always tells me this: take care of yourself. Number one, be selfish. You need to take care of yourself. Only then you can care for the others. So for me, that took a while to understand, because I was always selfless, like, no, I have to do this, I have to take care of business, I have to run here, I have to do that. He said, how are you going to handle everything if you do not take care of yourself? So this is how I see him, a very dear friend who is there for me when I need him. Because what's the point if you're sick and if you're rich, you have everything in life, but there's no money in the world that can buy you good health. You know, my late mother, of course, she's orang zaman dulu kan. She died when she was 95. At the age of 90 and 92, she was still walking to the kitchen and cook. She loves cooking. I think I take over my mom. And that's what it is. It always reminds me back about my late mama. The purpose of living. For her, it was family, it was food. Food and family. I cook, family get together. Food brings everyone together, and that's a fact. It does bring everyone together. So I'm in the industry of F&B food. I love cooking, it's my passion. Although I was in the finance industry, but food changed to me. It totally developed, and I became a very changed person when I began to share my passion for cooking to others. So it has changed me tremendously. Likewise, what Dr. Mike has been doing. Being selfless is actually not very good. You have to take care of yourself. Wow, I cannot count. I think many times. I just come here to have a chat with Dr. Mike, and then we talk about things, and there's so many knowledge up here, as you can see, you know, early education research work, findings in cell therapy, which Dr. Mike's done, set up, formulation tell, consumer product, therapeutic research. There's so many over here that you can see the innovation development of the timeline, 40 years that Dr. Mike has been doing. So I love coming here. Besides the clinic is so beautiful. Oh, the staff are just absolutely darlings. They're fantastic. I think we all have hopes. Hope for the best. And never forget to pray, because there's always someone superior to us, our Creator. And always good to hope. Just do not have expectation. But hope is good. Hope and prepare. When you have hope, you prepare, you get luck. Because luck doesn't come when you don't prepare. It just doesn't drop on your lap. So with hope, you work hard, and then you prepare, and I think luck comes.